Welcome back, YouTube. It's Carter Cuts here. Uh, I want to give you some updates on this. It's not working. It's not running. It is a broken crankshaft, and at this point, it's not worth it because I was getting a crank seal gasket from Husqvarna, which they have sent me the wrong crank seal gasket, and yeah, and it had every model number was matching with the motor, and this is way too big for this motor. I mean, it's bigger than the size of the motor, so I just wasted $50. I'm just part stripping off of it. In the meantime, because I got so angry, I hopped on Facebook Marketplace and I saw this for about $30. The guy came over. I had to pay him $5 extra. Got it. It runs amazingly. I just stuck a new carburetor on it because the carburetor needed to be cleaned, and I didn't even feel like cleaning it out. So, $10 for a carburetor, and well, it doesn't have this on it anymore. But I put some rubber tubing on it, or rubber hose, and put a like small little fuel filter at the bottom, and it runs fine. It's violent though for this Rio mower. I can't get the Rio mower working because I'm basically out of money at this point, and that up there, the condenser right there. Uh, well, finding one of those is very difficult, and there was only one of those up there or on eBay, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. And it was like $60 to get it to here, and I'm like, it's not worth $60, so I just broke down and bought an engine. Now there's going to be a bigger problem of how to attach this to that almost fell. How to attach this to that. I do have a pulley made for that'll fit right on there. But the old way was it had like a little bushing. I forget where I put that part. Right here. Found it. It had a bushing, and I think the bushing is no longer there. Yeah. So I was thinking of replacing that and putting that back on there because I'm too cheap and I don't want to, pay for anything. But it might take a lot longer than I suspected to make this work. Too, this is a 3.5 horsepower motor, and this thing's absolute violent. I mean, for my 3 horsepower Kawasaki engine, it's quiet. This thing, on the other hand, is like extremely loud. Adding that .5 on the horsepower made it more violent. I don't know how. The guy said he used it on a go-kart, but I don't know how it made it violent. I just don't know. Uh, Chainsaw news. I broke the cord on the chainsaw on accident, so I'm going to need to fix that soon. Uh, Sorry I can't make videos of me like actively taking things apart and putting them back because I'm on a phone and I have nothing but a phone. I need to work on getting a computer so I can edit things from the phone to the computer. Um, yeah, I'm cheap. In the name, cuts. I cut a lot of corners a lot of times. That's why I save a lot of parts and my place looks like an absolute mess in here. That's pretty much about it. I mean, I can't find anything to fix that, so it's not worth fixing it. It's worth saving stuff like that tank. That tank's like solid brass, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to keep that with the magneto and condenser because it. I mean, when I got into this thing, I looked at it and it's perfectly clean, and the patent date's like 1938 on it, so I might save this just for something. what I was thinking of doing was taking this whole motor apart and trying to take the piston out. Be pretty cool to have, but this thing was absolutely clean the whole time when I opened it up and finally got it open. It was it was difficult getting it opened. I had to use a harmonic harmonic balancer puller to get it off, and it finally took, like, after I was almost giving up, it took about 2 minutes and it got off. I was like, oh, finally, now you're gonna go off. um yeah, so I'm just saving bits and pieces like I normally do. Like, it's like, so the Tecumseh in that one, it had parts in there in the gasoline tank, which I refused to put back on here because the valve adjuster on the side right here uh, leaks, and I don't want to get it on my little, basically, floorboards on here, and I don't want gasoline everywhere leaking all the time, because when I did have the Tecumseh in here, it just leaked all the time, and I had to finagle with it. It was really hard. Um, but I added this to the mower, wheel horse mower, because actually, Rio gave parts to wheel horse so they could make their tractors and stuff like that. I thought of that was cool, that I've had an old mower, like 80-year-old mower, go to a 35, or no, 53-year-old mower or tractor. Well, it was a mower. It did have a deck on it, but deck was trash. But yeah, cheap. Everything I get is cheap, except that free thing, and yeah. I would like to say to some people that I do not like overhead valves. I absolutely hate them. The flatheads are so much easier to work on. That, like the new modern engines, that engine on this Kohler, there's no drain plug, absolutely none. On this thing, you have drain plugs on it. On that, you have drain plugs on it. Even on that 80-year-old mower, you got drain plugs on that. That has no drain plug. You have to flip the whole mower upside down to drain the oil. They're trying to cut corners. I don't like it. And like this up here used to be metal. It's plastic. And usually it was a part of the whole flywheel. It's not a part of the whole flywheel. I'm like, they're trying to out on everything. It's making me kind of mad. But yeah, I might make another video about explaining all the things why I don't like overhead valve engines, because they're just a pain in the butt. That's what they are. I mean, I worked on one and I made it run, even though the person that I have a guy in town that just works on mowers and has a business and everything. He couldn't fix it. Gave it to me. I fixed it for basically nothing because I fixed it with garage cable wire. It was a really simple job. I took the whole thing apart thinking it wouldn't work. I got it for free. Oh no, I made it work. Sold it for $100. Yeah, it took me about 3 days, but then I had to wait because I had to get like a bar for the top to make it work. But whatever. Um, well, it's good talking to you. I don't know how to end this. Have a good day.